strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange.
Hi, Liz.
I hear you had a mystery man arrive on your doorstep this morning. How's he doing?
Physically, he's fine. He has a few bruises and a nasty bump on the head. But he also has some memory loss, which I think is genuine. I couldn't tell how severe it is, that's why I brought him in.
Any idea how long it'll be before his memory comes back?
It's impossible to say. They're giving him an examination now, and we should know more when the results come back. It could just be a short-term response to the head injury. Can I leave it with you, Steve? I really need to make a start at the surgery.
Of course.
Bernard, I've been thinking.
We're afraid of that.
Have I accomplished enough? When I look back at my life, can I say that I, Vernon Scripps, have fully maximised my potential?
You've had a couple of successes.
Yeah, had a couple of failures, it has to be said.
One or two.
Well, it's not good enough, Bernard. I want to leave my stamp on the world. When I shuffle off this mortal coil, I want people to remember the name Vernon Scripps.
Don't think there'll be a problem there.
I want them to remember the contribution I left to society. I want to make my mark. David, don't move.
Hey?
Stay exactly as you are. Successful business without the effort. A seminar by the world's leading entrepreneur, Victor Mackey, at Ashfordley Masonic Hall.
Vernon.
It's today. Bernard, destiny calls.
I know this is difficult, but I want you to try and recall as much as you can about how you got here.
Don't you think I've tried?
Look, we're not doctors. We'll try and help within the limits of our capability. Unfortunately, we can only function on evidence and deduction, Mr.
Exactly. I don't even remember my own name. All I've got is this.
Number 5 bus ticket. Passes through Aidensfield.
There's your starting point. Take Mr. to Aidensfield. See if he remembers anything or anyone remembers him. Well, something might jog your memory.
Sarge.
Still no sign of Mrs. Walker. I asked her to come and see me first thing.
She seemed quite agitated yesterday, didn't she?
I'll call round and see her. I'm concerned about those bruises. I'm sure she didn't get them from falling over.
And supposing you get her to admit to some sort of domestic violence, what then?
Well, it's difficult, but it's better than her keeping it to herself.
Absolutely.
So I'll see you later then. Are you still finishing early tonight?
Finally, we get to choose our living room curtains. At least we're supposed to be, assuming nothing comes up.
Right, what have you two got on today?
Well, I'm checking out those stolen bikes.
And I'm giving a talk this afternoon on road safety at the school.
Right, you can forget the bikes for the time being. Get down to the bus depot. We need to speak to the driver and the conductor who picked up our mystery man. Find out where he got on, was there anyone else with him, etc., etc. On you go.
Sarge.
Ventris, I suppose you should do your road safety. But first of all, check the missing persons list for anything approaching a description of our man. And see if that throws anything up.
Yes, Sarge.
Very useful, didn't you think?
Yes. I think we can apply a lot of that to our own project. I'm glad we came.
A wonderful seminar, didn't you think?
Yes, very interesting.
I don't mean to intrude, but I couldn't help noticing you're not local. I was wondering if you were looking for somewhere appropriate to hold a business discussion.
That might not be a bad idea, actually. I trust you can recommend somewhere suitable?
Well, I was thinking of the Ashfordley Hotel. Funnily enough, I'm on my way there now. Why don't you tag along?
Why not? Vince Edwards, Harry Blaine.
Vernon Scripps. Pleased to meet you. It's this way.
Look on the bright side. At least there's no fractures or damage.
Still no memory.
Sure. But according to the doctors, that should only be temporary.
Excuse me. I feel really tired.
I'm not surprised. Must have been wandering around half the night. Let's get you to Aidensfield. Hopefully something should look familiar. And you can have a sit down in the pub.
I'm looking for the bus that goes over the Windridge Moor. Which one? Thank you. Hey, did you say this bus over the Windridge Moor yesterday? No, that's not on our roster, mate. Sorry.
Well, the market projection indicates a tenfold return on investment in the first 6 months.
Personally, I think it's a bit optimistic. I'd be quite happy if we doubled our money in the first 6 months, then consolidated and watched it grow tenfold in the third quarter.
That's what I admire about you, the cautious approach.
Forgive me for interrupting, but from what little I heard, I gather you could have a problem with distribution.
Yes. You see, the problem
Harry,
is...
shut it.
Don't be daft. We're on the verge of a gold mine here.
We know nothing about this, Mr. Scripps.
Oh, I think you'll find in this neck of the woods that my discretion, integrity and honour are legend.
You see? Mr. Cripps, Vernon, we've managed to secure the UK franchise for the world's most revolutionary wrapping product.
Wrapping?
What do most people around here use to wrap things in?
Well, people I know use newspaper.
Newspaper.
But no more. In the future, you and the rest of the world will use polypropylene tetracarbohydrate.
Right.
Or to give it its proper name, Supremo Wrap.
Oh, well, I must admit that sounds a bit catchier. Plastic.
Watch.
Amazing.
Put it away, you don't know who might be watching.
How does it work?
Advanced thermonuclear physics, scaled down.
It's incredible. You'll make a fortune.
As long as...
What?
Find the right partner to come in to help us to secure the Northeast. We're Southerners, we don't know the area. But we have to go back to the manufacturers with nationwide coverage.
So that's why you're at the seminar, looking for go-getting entrepreneurs.
Exactly. But there don't seem to be many here. I think we should go back and forget the Northeast. Maybe we can do the deal without it.
I don't know, perhaps we should stick around a bit longer. There's bound to be some far-sighted visionaries around here somewhere.
We're not after hopefuls. They have to invest in the franchise to prove their commitment. They stand to make a fortune after all.
It's true.
What would it cost to invest?
£500.
Morning. Hey, we're not open yet, Steve. You should know that.
Yeah. I was hoping you could help us out, actually. And my friend here could do with a sit down.
Oh, him.
You know him?
I do, yeah. And giving him hospitality isn't something I'd normally want to do.
Yeah, he's been coming in here with a woman for about, 6 months?
Yeah, about every 3 weeks.
That doesn't mean they're having an affair.
Well, I know that. But one afternoon she got really upset. And I overheard him begging her to leave him, her husband.
How do you know she was talking about her husband?
Well, because she said she could never leave him. And that her marriage meant more to her than that. And then she got really upset, and your friend here came over and asked if he could book a room for her. She was in too much of a state to go home. Fine story, that. I mean, I wasn't keen, but...
Hang on a minute. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, here we are. Well, he didn't sign this. She did.
That's better than nothing. Mrs. Walker, 23 Hunters Avenue, Ashfordley. Thanks, Oscar.
And it's plastic wrapping. It's going to make me a fortune.
Oh, no. What happened? You've met someone at the seminar.
I have indeed, and they've got a revolutionary new product.
Plastic?
Yes, Bernard, plastic.
I think someone's already invented plastic.
I know they did, but this is different.
Don't tell me. If you invest in their scheme, you'll make a fortune.
Who told you that?
Corner's a wild guess.
David, you and I are going to the library.
I found the bus driver.
And?
Well, our chap flagged the bus down on top of Windridge Moor. The man was in a right to stay, but the bus was empty, so they stopped for him, brought him into the village and dropped him at the surgery. The conductor still charged him, mind you.
Ashfordley Police
Hence the
Station.
ticket.
Windridge Moor.
Sarge, it's Crane for you.
Yes, Crane. All right. You pay Mrs. Walker a visit. And Crane, good work. Ventris, what's the position with missing persons?
Nobody fits the description, Sarge.
Well, it looks like our man may be a bit of a Casanova. And his lady friend could be just the person to clear this mystery up. Bellamy, get over to this address and meet Crane there.
Right, Sarge.
Mrs. Walker? Mrs. Walker, are you there? It's Dr. Merrick. I'm gonna get help. Steve! Thank goodness. I can smell gas. It's Mrs. Walker. I think she might have done something stupid.
Mrs. Walker! Stop right.
She's still breathing.
Steve? Give us a hand! Let's get her out.
Do you recognise her? No. I've no idea.
What do you want all these for again?
Because I'm an astute businessman, David. And when I decide to invest in a product, I make it my business to find out everything there is to know about it. Not only does it make me seem knowledgeable, but it can give me a negotiating edge when it comes to finalising the contract. All right, let's have a look. The molecular structure of a polymer determines the properties of plastic. Well, that seems straightforward enough. The molar mass and composition provide important information regarding the relationship between molecular structure and synthesis using preparative fractionation.
Right, I'm off.
What, just when it's getting interesting? OK. the molar mass and molecular... Organic molecules consist of carbon to carbon.
Lucky you were here to treat her. Why were you here?
I was worried about her.
Worried?
She called to see me yesterday.
Can I ask why?
I suspect because she wanted to talk to a woman GP. I can't say any more than that. I was concerned about her and asked her to come and see me today. She didn't arrive. Steve, what's going on? What were you doing here?
We think our mystery man over there may have some connection to Mrs. Walker.
She did have some bruising.
Is there a Mr. Walker?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the hospital. Wait till Mrs. Walker comes round. Hopefully she'll be able to shed some light on all of this. Why don't you have a look around the house? See if you can find a contact with the husband.
Good idea.
See you soon, Liz. OK, sir.
All my life I've had trouble. All my life I've had woe. All my life I've been waiting and hoping. I thought I had happiness, but all returned to rust and tears. Now life is but nothing to me. You're only in my
Excuse me, sister. It's really very important that I speak to Mrs. Walker. Any chance I can see her?
I'm sorry, Constable. She's very unwell. I can't let you in there at the moment.
Well, could you let me know as soon as she's feeling stronger?
When the patient's well enough, I'm sure you'll be the first person to know, P.C. Crane. But for now, she must be left in peace.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That should liven you up a bit.
Good. I'm off to seal my future and fortune this afternoon.
Aye. David said you were researching this Polly Wally stuff. Must say, makes a refreshing change to see you treating a project so conscientiously. How are you feeling about it?
Refreshed, Bernard. Strangely refreshed.
Still think it's a daft idea myself.
Bernard, leave the vision to the visionaries. Anyway, I may not do it, depending on what sort of deal I can negotiate.
Oh, hence the research.
Eh? Oh, yes, exactly.
Sister.
I'm glad you're still here, Constable. It's Mrs. Walker. She's disappeared.
Disappeared?
She was left for just a moment and now she's gone. You've got to find her, Constable. She's in a very unstable state.
Hello. What are you doing here?
Look, Jenny, about this afternoon, I am really sorry, but something's...
Come up? Well, there's a surprise.
Oh, Jenny.
Oh, don't worry about it, Dennis. I'm quite used to it by now.
Look, we can go tomorrow.
We'd arranged to go today.
Please don't. We've been through this so many times before.
Yeah, don't I know it? I'm sorry, Dennis, but I'm getting really bored of being second best. Your job always comes first.
You know it's not like that.
Isn't it? I hardly ever see you. Every time we make plans, you let me down. Now, I'm trying to make a home for us, Dennis. You just don't seem very interested.
It's just some curtains, Jenny. And I'll be happy with whatever you choose. You don't need me there.
That is just it. We're supposed to be doing these things together. This is our home. And I ended up choosing that on my own. You were too busy even to look at houses with me.
I love our home. Look.
Ames for surgery? Yes, he is. It's Steve, for you.
Yes, Crane. I don't believe I'm hearing this. I'll see you back at the station. It's Mrs. Walker. She's done a disappearing act. Look, I really have to go.
Harry, Vince, how are you? Good lunch? I've been having a little think about that problem of yours. I might be able to help.
Oh, yes?
I've got a little bit of spare capital looking for an investment home. I may just be prepared to put it your way.
Thanks, but I think we'll be able to keep the franchise and leave the Northeast out of it.
Oh, a mistake, if I may say so.
Why is that?
Because the Northeast is ready and waiting for Supremo Rap.
What do you think?
Well, we could give it a try, I suppose.
How much did we say again?
500.
Ah, that was before I became an expert on polymers and plastics.
What are you talking about?
Well, in my view, a successful partner should not only be knowledgeable about the area, but also about the product. That's why I've researched everything in the field of plastics-associated issues. There's nothing you can tell me about polypropylene tetracarbohydrate, or the long chain that goes with the molecules and the synth thing. Anyway, I reckon 400 quid and I'm in.
Goodbye.
450.
It was nice knowing you.
Oh, very well. 500.
Well, have you got the cash?
Well, not yet. I've got to liquefy some of my assets, but later this afternoon.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Fortunately, there's one born every minute.
Gloucester, how could you just lose her? Ventress, I want you up at Mrs. Walker's place. Talk to the neighbours. See if any of them can tell us anything. And keep an eye out in case she decides to come home. Lord knows what sort of state she's in.
So I've got to cancel the road safety talk, then?
Ventress.
Sarge, Mr. Walker works for VG Electronics.
So?
Well, he's not been in work the last couple of days, and they're all a bit concerned because he's never taken so much as a day off sick before.
I see.
And there's something else, Sarge. When I was up at the house, I noticed a picture of our mystery man, which means they know each other.
That is excellent work, Bellamy. Get yourself over to VG Electronics and talk to Walker's boss, his colleagues, the tea lady. Anyone who might have an idea what's going on or where he might be.
Yes, Sarge.
And Crane, I think it's time we had another chat with our friend, don't you?
He's in the interview room, Sarge.
How did your meeting go?
Oh, very well.
Oh, dear. So?
You are now looking at the Northeast franchise holder of the world's foremost wrapping product, Supremo Wrap.
How much is this going to cost you?
Well, considering the potential of a profit.
How much?
And notwithstanding all the work's already been done.
How much?
£500.
How much?
Only 500.
And you have?
Well, a little nest egg from a previous successful business venture, about £472, 4 and 10 pence.
So you need another 28 quid?
Yeah.
Shame.
I'll pay you back with interest. Loads of it.
Not a chance.
Bernard!
No.
So can you tell me what your picture would be doing in the Walker's photograph album?
I've been trying to think, but I've no idea.
You're obviously a family friend. And it looks to us that you've been romantically involved with Mrs. Walker.
Look, if I knew I was having an affair, I'd tell you. Do you think I enjoy living in this vacuum? Do you think it's fun having no idea who you are?
No, I don't think it's fun. But nor do I think you're telling us the whole truth. I think you know there's something out there that can be laid at your door. And this loss of memory is very convenient. Now, I'm going to find out who you are. And if you've been up to anything untoward, I'll find out what that is too.
Oh, there you are, David. It's a lovely day, is it not?
Yeah.
Do you know, I was just thinking about that post office account of yours.
No.
Hey?
Well, Mr. Scripps, he's told me that you'll be asking.
Oh.
And he said I'm not to get involved, so I'm...
Not get involved? Surely 28 quid is a small consideration when you think you'll be part of the biggest revolution since sliced bread. Oh, come on, David. This could be our big chance.
Well, I haven't got 28 quid to give you. Suppose I could let you have 22.
David, what a pal. A noble gentleman. Now, I just need 6 quid. I'll tell you what. To show how grateful I am, take the afternoon off. I know it's your turn to do the taxi shift, but I'll do it.
Really? Well, are you sure? Because it's supposed to be a busy afternoon today.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Nothing much at VG, Sarge.
No suggestion of any marital discord?
Not that anybody knows of. People say Mrs. Walker's shy. I think it's a case of opposites match.
What about her amnesiac?
Well, I flashed the photo around. Nobody recognised him. So he's not a works colleague.
All right, let's talk to the bus crew again. Get them to show you the exact spot where they picked our man up. If we can get him out there and walk him about a bit, maybe something will jog his memory.
Right, Sarge. Sarge. Steve says you don't go in for this memory loss stuff.
I'm keeping an open mind, Bellamy. That's all.
Dennis, it's me. I've just seen Mrs. Walker in town.
Great, thanks for letting us know. At least we know she's still in the area. Still alive.
Shall I carry on looking for her?
No, that's all right. Ventress is already on his way up there, so he'll pick her up if she's headed home.
Okay.
Right?
Bye.
Bye.
Al, any luck with the neighbours? Over.
Nothing yet, Sarge. One woman thought she recognised the mystery man from our description, but didn't know who it was. Over.
Right, I want you keeping an eye on Mrs. Walker's house. She's been spotted in the area. And I want you there if she heads for home. We don't want her doing anything stupid, over.
OK, Sarge. I'll let you know if anyone turns up. Over and out.
Just had a call.
Oh, not anymore, Bernard. I've had enough.
Ashfordley Hotel, you'll like this one. It's your inspirational speaker, Victor Mackey, wants to go to the station.
Well, I can't take him.
Why not?
David, where are you going?
Fishing.
No, you're not. I've got a fare for you.
Well, you give me the afternoon off.
I can't collect Victor Mackey, can I? He thinks I'm a hotshot businessman, not a taxi driver.
For goodness sake, Vernon. Go on, David, I'll pick him up.
Thanks, Mr. Scripps.
And this is my only contribution to your harebrained scheme.
Well, according to the driver, you came from this direction. Well, let's go and see then.
See you tomorrow. Cambridge, right?
Ah, the East Anglian franchise. I thought we sold the East Anglian franchise several times over, in fact.
We did, but that was 9 months ago. And the mugs who got their fingers burnt then ain't exactly going to turn up to a seminar on business success, are they? They'd be too ashamed.
So we'll follow on as soon as Scripps comes in with his 500.
And gets his franchise contract.
Right, sir. To the station then, is it? No problem. Have a good day.
You could say that.
Anything look familiar?
No.
If it helps, I believe you tell the truth.
Thanks. It does.
Over here! There. Looks like a blow to the head. It's definitely Walker. Identification plus Phil recognises him from the photos.
All right. CID have been informed. It'll take them a while to get here. How's our man?
Pretty shaken up, Sarge.
Did you recognize the body?
Says no.
But you don't believe him?
Well, not now.
Why not?
See what's in the hand.
Piece of cloth?
Looks like the pocket from his jacket to me.
Well, that certainly puts our friend at the scene.
What have I done?
I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Kenneth Walker. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. But what you say may be put into writing and given in evidence. Do you understand? Crane, let's get him back to the station. Bellamy, you better wait here until CID arrive.
Here you are. Get that down, you.
What am I? The world's biggest chump.
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself. It sounds as if this Polly What's-it thing was quite convincing.
Well, it was. Well, it'd have to be for me to fall for it. But a couple of con men. Just my luck.
Doubt you're their only victim. It sounds as if plenty of folk fell for the same routine. What are you going to do now, then?
Go ahead with it.
What?
I am fed up of being taken for a ride. They're going to learn that no one messes around with Vernon Scripps.
You'll need a solicitor. I've spoken to a local firm. They're sending someone over.
What happens now?
Now we pull out all the stops to find your friend, Mrs. Walker. Hope that she can shed some light in this whole mess.
Murder?
It certainly looks that way. So I'd appreciate your cooperation in helping us find Mrs. Walker. Starting with everything you can tell me about her.
Well, there's not much. She presented with bruises, and it was quite clear to me that they'd been inflicted by somebody else. But she was reluctant to talk about it. I asked her to come in and see me this morning, and when she didn't show, I was worried and called round to the house.
So she seemed troubled.
Well, yes, but I never thought she would try to...
Do you really think they killed her husband?
All I know is that we better find her.
Well, maybe I should come with you. She might be more willing to talk to me.
Thank you.
Ashfordley Police. Oh, hello, Vernon. What do you mean, con men? We're up to our eyes in a murder inquiry here, Vernon. OK. Well, let me make a note of it. That's all I can do for the time being.
We're on our own. Stupid of me thinking the local plods would do anything to help.
Well, you better come up with a plan, or they'll be gone.
We better get our thinking caps on.
Have you seen her face? Her eyes reflect the colors in the sky. A warm, familiar place to be swept into.
Mrs. Walker!
She's close by. Makes me wonder why. Run by, don't turn back. Can't hide from that look in her eye. Must be the way she walks. A style made up to capture all she needs. No time to spend. If your luck runs round, she might see you tonight. Everything inside.
Excellent.
This is my assistant, David. An auspicious day, eh? Start of a new venture?
Yeah, right.
Oh, are we going to have something to drink, Mr. Vernon?
What an excellent idea, David. A little something to celebrate our new partnership.
You order it, whatever you fancy, and put it on our account. Me and Harry will just go and get your contract.
Excellent.
Sorry, Steve. There was nothing more I could do. I'll get back to the station. But if you could let Merton know. Over and out.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. We gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life somewhere, baby. Somehow I know it, baby. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. We gotta get out of this place.
Alf just radioed in, Sarge. Mrs. Walker did head home, but she saw him and ran off. He said she jumped on a bus before he could catch up with her.
Oh, no. Maybe Alf should be pensioned off.
But it was a number 5 bus, the same one our amnesiac arrived on, heading out to
Windridge Moor.
You don't think she's going to try and join her husband, do you?
I think it's not entirely out of the question. Contact Bellamy, tell him to take cover and that Dr. Merrick and I are on our way up to meet him. You wait here till Ventris gets back. Then come up there and join us. But stay out of sight. We don't want to scare her off again.
Sarge.
As empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance that's never free.
Oh, damn.
When my fist clenches, crack it open before I use it and lose my cool. When I smile, tell me some bad news before I laugh and act like a fool.
Please, Mrs. Walker.
Please wait, Mrs. Walker. And just stay calm.
Leave me alone.
Please, Mrs. Walker. We don't want to harm you.
Go away.
It's all right. Everything's going to be fine. No, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk. I felt there were things you wanted to tell me. You can tell me now.
Doesn't matter now. All that matters is that 2 men are dead and it's all my fault.
Who's dead, Mrs. Walker?
My husband and my brother.
Mrs. Walker, we know about your husband. Why do you think your brother is dead too?
They're both dead. There was an argument. It all got out of control.
What was the argument about, Mrs. Walker? Was it about the affair you were having?
Affair? What affair? I'm was happily married.
Mrs. Walker, tell us what happened.
He followed us up here. They were arguing.
Keep those out of my business.
Martin, my brother, was just sticking up for me like he always did. But there was no reasoning with Ken. He went for Martin and they struggled and... until they went over the edge. The two most important people in my life, dead.
Your brother, Mrs. Walker. Did you meet him in the Aidensfield Arms?
Your brother's not dead, Mrs. Walker. He sustained a nasty head injury and he's suffering from amnesia. But he's very much alive.
Alive? But where is he? Where's he been?
He's at the station, Mrs. Walker. He's been with us all day, trying to piece his life together.
And now you can help him.
Please release me, let me go.
Mrs. Fritz! Yes, I've got your contract down.
Throw the book at the mouth.
Oh, yes. Steve told me you'd called. I presume there's a logical explanation for this.
Well, of course.
He'd been working so hard all his life. He was a wonderful salesman. But things develop so fast these days. Younger men were joining the firm. Ken was falling behind. He just didn't understand the new technology. Then he started drinking.
And he got violent.
Martin found out. He wanted me to leave Ken. I couldn't do it, but it helped to talk about it. He discovered that I'd been meeting my brother.
And what happened?
He told me I had to stop. He was afraid that Martin would persuade me to leave him. He discovered we'd been meeting at the pub, so we'd taken to walking on the moors. But he found out about that as well. And then, yesterday...
Why didn't you contact us after the accident?
I wasn't thinking straight. All I could think about was just being with my husband and my brother.
And now?
Well, now I know I still have my brother. And he needs me. We'll help each other through this.
Liz told me he'd had a tough afternoon.
Yeah, I'd much rather spent it with you.
So, do you think either of them will be charged?
That's hard to say. I've written a report for the coroner. Told him I think it's a case of accidental death, but we'll have to wait for the inquest.
And it doesn't matter that Mrs. Walker didn't report the accident?
Well, as far as she was concerned, that's exactly what it was, an accident. It's not as if she failed to report a murder.
Poor woman. Well, let's just hope that Martin Everett recovers. And at least she's still got her brother.
That's amazing, Vernon. Whole gang of con men by yourself.
Well, with a bit of help from my trusty comrades here.
So, what tipped you off then?
Entrepreneurial experience, Oscar. The real entrepreneur has to have a product that's going to sell. And quite frankly, plastic that clings, I don't think so. And that name, Supremo Wrap.
Not very inspiring, is it? So what's it supposed to do then, this plastic?
Well, it's like this thin film that like you cover stuff with, and it's waterproof.
Waterproof?
Yeah, it's all like it clings to surfaces. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Vernon?
Correct, David.
Well, there you are then. Cling film. That's a better name, isn't it?
Stick to the day job, Gina. Cling film. I mean, who on earth is going to buy something with a name like that?
I guess I just wasn't made for these times.
We're going to be out of business. Reputation ruined.
I never realised you blokes were the local plods.
Didn't you? Why would anyone come all the way here from Australia to nick a few fleeces?
Now then, Alfred, let's sort you out a nice rug.
It's the police. Somebody's told them.